Nick with Push Industries here. Today we are going to talk light brackets for the John Deere Quick Hitch. Specifically, our kit here is going to be tailored for the John Deere X700 Series. It's going to utilize our universal quick hitch light brackets as shown, and then our LED lights that are wired to the correct length for your John Deere X700, and also includes a splitter plug so it can go right into your existing headlights and operate with the switch on your dash. So the cool thing about these brackets is they are relatively universal for all years of the John Deere Quick Hitch. However, some of them have holes and some of them don't. Specifically on the newer models, we find there's a 1/2-inch hole that's just above the pin there that we are going to use. That's where our brackets will attach to, and then you will just add one small hole here where you can see that little rust mark is, and that'll help keep everything pinned into place. Underneath the hood here, as you are aware, when you remove it, you would unplug this connection here. That is the connection that gives power to your lights. With our complete kit for the X700 series, the pre-wired light kit, you're going to get this splitter here that will just go in between the two connections there, leaving you with a extra output to plug in your new lights. So you have zero wiring other than just quick connect harnesses. So as we get ready to install this, want to touch base on your different options for mounting this bracket. First off, before drilling any holes, make sure that you have enough clearance for your hood to open. If you have the bracket too high, like say if the bracket's up here, you're not going to have enough clearance for your hood to open. If you go down low, there'll be more space. The angle will open up enough on the bracket so that your hood will open. As mentioned, we already have a 1/2-inch hole here. So for our install, we are going to use the 1/2-inch bolt. However, if you didn't have any holes, to make it easier on you so you don't have to drill a 1/2-inch hole, we do give a reducer bushing that would go into this hole here, so you could use a 8mm or an M8 bolt. Again, we're not actually going to mount this here, but just showing you there's an M8 hole there, putting in the reducer bushing, putting in the bolt, and then now we could tighten this and not have to drill a big hole. So you may or may not need that in your install. Okay, so we're going to use this factory hole right here on the bottom, and we are going to mount that up. Okay, once it's snug, we'll get it where we like it, and then we are going to drill a hole in the center. One method we like to get the bar straight is using a digital angle gauge like this. You can get it set to whatever you would like, and just match up the other side before you drill that hole there. So we now have both sides indicated in relatively close. The beauty of this is we can fine tune later if need be. We just want to start relatively close to center. And now we can drill our holes. Now we're going to make our center punch in here using this 11/32 centering punch. It'll fit the gap perfectly, allowing for a nice even mark before we drill. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we can adjust it. Personal preference, you can remove this bracket before drilling. We're going to be lazy and leave it on. Just be careful, measure twice, drill once. Holes drilled. Now we are going to install the 8mm bolt. Nice thick washers. And we are going to use a 13mm socket and wrench. Now we're ready to install the pre-made lights for this X700. When you go to install, you'll notice that one wire is longer than the other. That light goes to the left of the tractor as you are looking at it from the front. So if you are looking at the snowblower or plow blade, the longer light with the light with the longer wire goes to the left. Okay, we're going to put the left side light on first. That is the light with the longest wire. Get it hand tight, and we will go over to the right hand side. Okay, and now we will just route our wires down the inside of these brackets, and those slots are for your cable ties to properly retain it. And we are going to chase this plug up underneath here to our factory wire harness and connect our Y connector. And prior to cranking those zip ties down, we're going to tighten the lights to the base with a wrench using a number 12. They do go left or right on the mounts, and you can do some angling, so set the preference that you like. Pat's making quick work of that wire harness. Cinching them down. We'll come back and cut the tails. Zip ties on both sides. We're going to cut them off flush. Nice and flat, no sharp edges to cut ourselves. Mechanic's nightmare. We thought about leaving some sharp ones for all of our friends in the comments. All right, so we're all cable tied up to about here. Now we are going to send this through and connect it to the wire harness and do some of our final tying down. This light kit was a pre-production. This got a little bit long. Yours won't be quite this long, but if you do have any excess, you can hide it nice and easy underneath the hood. We hate to give you not enough and rather err on a little extra. Pat's gonna pass this through like that. Don't have to go far. We're going to open the hood, and looks like we're right here. And now we can start making our connections. Okay, so just a quick rundown of the connections here. This is our new splitter harness. This is the harness going to the lights on the hood. These are your factory headlights on your hood. This with the 2 wires is your new Push Industries headlights, and this is the power feed coming from the tractor. So we are going to plug in this plug here. Going to go to the OEM headlights in the hood. And then this one is going to go to our new Push Industries lights. And what we'll do now here is kind of pull some of our slack back, and then we will cable tie this into place and just leave this one accessible so when you do need to remove your hood, you can still easily do so. Finishing up this zip tie connection here, we're just going to put 2 zip ties on that round quick hitch bar. Keep everything out of the way. And then we're going to put another one right where it comes into the hood. We'll clip those. And then as you can see, for production, again, we shortened this some, but what we'll do is just put a couple zip ties right up in here, and just make sure that this extension harness is laying down kind of nice. You can cable tie it like this, and then again, just leave this plug accessible, so when you do want to take your hood off, it's easy to do so. All right, so when it's all done, it should look something like this. And we're doing that all on the factory switch. Thanks for following along. Check this product out at pushinds.com. Thank you.